Hey y'all, I'm outside today with a basket and a buddy, Ember. um, because it has been raining and there are a few things here and there that are ripe, and there are also onions whose tops have completely died back and didn't fall over, and they need to be picked immediately because I'm afraid they'll rot in the ground. So, gonna do a little rainy day harvest and do a little bit of a garden tour in my weedy transitional garden. Cabbage row. There's a few that have actually headed up since we picked all of our cabbages last week. They weren't quite tight enough to do anything with, but I think that one's good now. So I'm gonna come back out here and harvest those later. Maybe now, I'm not sure. My kohlrabi right here is ready, and I'm about to pick it and show y'all what that looks like. Bunches of turnips that I'm just gonna let them get a good root on them and then pick those when they're ready. I'm about to pull out all of this broccoli is just gone to seed, and the seed pods are dry. So once I should have done this before it rained, but once it's dry enough, once it's dry enough, I'm gonna harvest the pods, save some seeds. This beautiful over knee-high patch of broccoli plants never did a thing. It's nothing, just greens. I think this was supposed to be Romanesco broccoli, so like the cool, well, okay, here's one that's bolting. The cool geometric shaped broccoli never did a thing. We harvested a ton of Chinese cabbages, left some that didn't really have a head on them or had already started bolting. See, there's one right here. And the cabbage worms have been pretty out in full force. Here's another one that's bolted. Look at this. Move the weeds out of the way. Broccoli, okay, we'll go get some in just a second. Brussels sprouts never did a thing either. Probably just gonna pull those out because it's too hot for them to do a thing now. And my weeds that I left at the end of the row here, as tall as me, that is lamb's quarter. And every once in a while I'll pull a stalk out and give it to the chickens, and they love it. Okay, gonna have to go find something else to harvest with. Tried to use this, a harvesting knife. That kohlrabi stem is too thick to cut through, and I could barely stand up with a baby on my back. So, going to find my pruners. For y'all who don't know me, I'm actually currently 25 weeks pregnant. So, it has been very difficult for me to get up and down and breathe these days. And I just do not need to make things harder for myself. So I'm going to get my pruners to cut the base of that stalk so I don't have to saw at it and struggle. Okay, here we go. That finger width stem took 3 tries to cut through. But here's my kohlrabi. I saw somebody on Facebook say to harvest them before they get around softball size, or don't let them get larger than softball size because they get really woody. So I think I caught it just in time. Going to pull off the outer leaves, although I can eat them. I really don't have a need for them right now. I'm gonna pull off the outer leaves and throw them to my chickens. And this will probably go in supper tonight. Since I know people will be curious, I have cut off all the outer part of one of the kohlrabies. Got my helper here putting things in the bowl for compost for me. And I'm just going to chunk this up like a potato and put it in soup and see what happens. Look at this ginormous marigold. It's like a little under knee height and it still hasn't flowered. It's huge. I don't remember what variety it is, but I started it from seed. Peppers are doing great, looking great. I've got fruit set all over the place. Bell peppers are harvest size if I wanted to pick them, but I'll probably let them go until they can't grow anymore. Cayennes everywhere. See, here's cayennes and little mini jalapenos. I'm not really sure what all varieties I have through here. I was given a lot of these plants, but they're lush and green and setting fruit and being happy. Happy, yeah. Happy. Here's those purple peppers. Some more right there. So yeah, I've harvested a few cayennes and I'll just like put them in supper as I cook. They've been doing great. Over here, like I said, we harvested probably all the Chinese cabbage we're gonna harvest, and then this is grown up with grass fast. We picked all the radishes. We missed one, and it has gone to seed. It's got pretty purple flowers, and I'm gonna let those bloom out and dry on the plant and save seeds for watermelon radishes to plant in the fall because they turned out great. Celery, still doing good. Never thinned it out, but that doesn't seem to be bothering it now, especially that it's raining. Okay, I know it just looks like more weeds. But right here we have potatoes. There's the rest of my plants still alive. These have totally died back right here. It is definitely time to harvest them. You can see a dead plant there. That one's almost gone. All these brown stalks are potatoes. So we really need to get these out of the ground. I do not have the physical capability to do that right now, but my husband will help me with it later. You can see those are the same variety. They're also dying back, whereas the rest of them down through there look pretty good. Here's my onions, and here and there you can see the carrots that I sowed that probably will get disturbed too much when I harvest the onions. This one's not a carrot, that's summer cedar. But the tops are falling over on a lot of them. Some of them are just completely brown and died back, even though the tops didn't fall over. So I'm gonna harvest a bunch of these and just use them right away. But they did something at least. They bulked up. I would call this a success. Having fun in the puddle? This is 2 minutes after I put her down. Another new development here is Japanese beetles. I need to come through and get me a bucket of soapy water and toss them in there as I go, and then I'll just feed them all to my chickens. This is just a weed. I think it's pigweed, but they have just turned it to lace. And they're getting my turnip greens, which is why I'm just going to be picking the turnips. Look at that. Okay, right here is our current area of production. We've got all different kinds of tomatoes with fruit set. This one will be a stripy variety. Cherry tomatoes. Got flowers blooming. Here's a, if I can pull it through to see it, calendula of some sort. Yeah. Look at these guys. Here's some more calendula. Different variety. These things look so weird when they go to seed. Those are the dead petals. I thought it was covered in worms the first time I saw one that had finished blooming. But those will be the seeds. They'll dry up. Lots of tomatoes. These right here are Brad's Atomic grapes. Grapes, They're not actual grapes, they're grape tomatoes. And they'll turn like a reddish color on the bottom when they're ripe, I think. So these are not ready yet. This variety here and here is Costoludo Genovese. And they've got scalloped edges on their fruit. I think that's really cool. This one looks like it's going to be a yellow tomato. I got several plants from friends and family, so I'm not really sure what all I have here. It says Big Mama, but it looks like it's blushing. It's not green compared to the other ones.
Bite it.
Bite it. That one's green. That one's not ready. And I just picked her a red cherry tomato off of this cluster over here. The other ones aren't quite ready. Pretty, yeah, they are pretty, aren't they? They're so cool. This variety right here is really cool. I don't remember what it is. I wrote it down somewhere. They start out looking red, and as they open up, they get more yellow. So it's like multicolored flowers. And right on this other side here is another variety. Look at that. That don't even look real. This side of my arch trellis is looking really good. Got my Rampicante squash, and then that's the loofah gourds right there. All the baby carrots, which I'm not sure if they'll do anything. And mushrooms everywhere because we used mushroom compost. Looks like I've also got radishes ready to harvest. I tried one a couple days ago, French breakfast. They're pretty spicy, but they're ready. They're productive. We got tricolor sage. I think this one's honeydew melon sage. That's a thyme of some sort. More radishes. These haven't done anything yet. Those have, though. White icicle radishes. That was supposed to be Black Beauty zucchini. Did not come up. Here's a pineapple sage and a chamomile. It's blooming. See the flowers? These radishes, however, are very much ready. If I had a use for them, I could pick them all right now. And here's just a yellow squash. More chamomile. Another thyme, I believe. This one's just a regular sage. I love sage. And then I planted a few herbs that some of them needed to be planted a long time ago. Here's a holy basil. This one is strawberry mint, which I had never heard of before. I found it at the garden center the other day. Just a plain old oregano plant, golden sage, and then that one she said was a miniature Greek basil, I believe. Nothing for the rest of this row. Well, I planted melons on that trellis. I'll show in a second. Did you get it dirty? Yeah. She loves to come over here and dig on my pots, but that's fine. The mint is not bothered. It's a pineapple mint here. See?
Mint.
Mint. Mm-hmm.
Broke.
Broke. Did you break it?
A mouse.
Mouth. Nacho's a good cat. We finally got our last line of drip tape run. These beans, Chinese noodle beans, are just finally starting to climb. They've been not as watered and cared for as the next row, but they're getting there. This bush tomato of some sort, doing good. Got fruit set there and through there. These peas are definitely not going to do anything other than climb on each other. That's fine though. I don't have anything else to put here right now. I mean, I could fill this whole space with seeds. It's just a matter of, I think I need to care for what's already growing right now, because this row needs some weeding attention badly. Here's my beans. I believe this variety is Scarlet Runner. Can you guess why? They've already got, let's see, over here, got some pods set. The bees, the bumblebees specifically, have been loving this row. We're climbing across the top and blooming at the top. I've got several varieties all the way down. I did either 5 or 10 of each. So this is my Scarlet Runner section. And there's a cucumber that refuses to be tamed. And another one. I need to run some of those up the trellis. Borage. It's about waist high now. Whatever this variety is blooming. Over here. Honeybee.
Mommy.
Whatever variety this is has been doing poorly. It's got like rust on the leaves. And it's only this variety, but it's creeping its way up the whole plant. So I don't know what's going on here. Whatever variety this is, I'm gonna look at it. I probably won't be planting this in the future because it's early season and I really don't need beans dying out right away. Here's some more tomatoes. We've been picking off of this one. Here's that Berry's Crazy Cherry. They've got yellow fruit. So far I've just gotten two, but they've got a ton of fruit set. These guys are looking great. Some more basil I haven't planted yet. melons. These will be like personal sized melons, miniature melons, like baseball, softball size, of different varieties. And then I've got lavender here. I put it here and neglected it, and this is the first time after 5 attempts that I've successfully grown lavender. So I guess the success comes from neglect. This one's an oregano of some sort. I've just got grass coming up in everything, but what can you do? Here's another one of those dahlias. So gorgeous. We didn't get much of a harvest off of this row of strawberries. I wonder why. We're at a point now where the grass is tall enough. I'm kind of scared to get in there because of snakes. But I was picking a good couple handfuls off of this row alone for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And I planted herbs here and forgot. So I've got more thyme. I think this is lemon thyme and it's blooming. And some rosemary. And then there's another top of thyme. And another dahlia. Here's our kohlrabi and onion harvest. Boss has requested cabbage potato sausage soup. It's kind of a made-up recipe that we've been eating for a year or so now. And I'm definitely going to be substituting some of the cabbage for this kohlrabi and adding a few of these onions. They're so little. So there's my garden. One more thing though, right here. Look at this. I know I've said you can trim suckers off of tomato plants. Look at all those roots. That is all productive roots for these tomato plants. And I could stick these right back in the ground if I wanted to. There's some more basil that needs to be planted. And some citronella plants that I'm going to be sticking in pots around the corners of the garden to hopefully stave off some mosquitoes. Flowers.
Ding 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 ding